Hi students, this video is going to cover exercise 6C. We're going to be working in Acrobat Pro again, but we're going to launch InDesign first, and from InDesign we will then migrate over to Acrobat Pro. So if you can, go ahead and launch InDesign, and then what you'll do is you will create a new document. This does not have a document that's already uploaded in JetNet. We're going to be creating this along the way. So custom, I like to change it to inches, of course 5 by 5. I'm just going to let it go to letter, which is width 8.5 by 11. Okay. I'm going to make sure that facing pages are unchecked. I do want to have 10 pages total in this document, and then my columns, again, I think I'm going to make them 2 this time. Allow the column gutter to default. Go into margins. I really love 0.25 margin, and then we're going to have a bleed of 0.125, which is standard, and we're going to avoid the slug again. So go ahead and create your document. This is a long document, and as you can see, if you go to your Pages panel, if you don't see it to the right, go to Window, Pages. In your Pages panel, you have the 10 pages that we spoke of, along with 2-column document with a bleed around the edge. You can see that working, and even if you scroll, all of them are the same. Okay. The next thing we want to do from page 1 is, because we want a long document, we're going to bring it into Adobe Acrobat, and then we're going to start to take pages out and add pages in. The first thing we're just going to want to do is try and make them kind of recognizable pages. So in order to do that, I'm just going to create, each page is going to have a color. And so this one's going to be a full cyan square. So I just went to the rectangle tool. I created a square. Of course, if you want it to be perfect, 3 by 3, or if you want it to be like a 5 by 5 inch square. Got that too. I just want it to align. Honestly, be best if it could just align with the grid here that I've made for myself. So here is one. I'm going to hit Alt or Option on the Mac, click and drag, and I'm going to align it like this, and then I'm going to give it a tint of 50. So I'm going to change that to a tint of 30 just to make it a little bit more contrasting. And if I hit W on my page, there's what you have. Okay, and then I'm going to click on each one, hold on Shift, click on the second one. I'm going to go to Object, Group. I want to group these because I want to copy and paste them. We should have started by creating master pages, but we did not. So within your Pages panel, I'm going to drag that out so we can specifically focus on Pages panel. I kind of wanted to we're not going to get too heavy into master pages because that's not until another class. But for this particular class, it's good to know about master pages, and this is really good to learn about. So I'll have you click and make sure that you have those that we've created on page 1 selected and do a copy. So Control on the PC, Command on the Mac, C for copy. And then we're going to double click on this A master. Okay, so now we're not even in the document space. You can tell I can't scroll up or down. We're literally in the master page space. So go ahead and do a Control V or Command V, I'm sorry, for paste. So paste those. You can right click too if you're on the PC. Okay, so you can tell now looking in this Pages panel that they're on every single page, and that's ideal. So we're going to go back into that document workspace. The master pages are all very, very complex, so there's a lot more to it, but this is just a brief introduction for our intro class. So let's double click on A. Let's keep that one side, one color. Let's double click on the first page. Now we're going to double click on the second page. And now you'll notice that you can't really click or move these around, and it's because they are actually locked to the master page. So in order to change them and edit them, imagine doing a catalog. This would be really handy because if you had stuff in the same spot for 50 pages, you would know that you'd just be able to go to each page and you wouldn't have to align things. They already are placed in the proper place. So, but if you needed to change color or change text or something, you can release them from the master page. And to do that is Control-Shift-Click. It releases them from the master page. So what I want you to do is I want you to, after you Control-Shift-Click on each page, I want you to do select, and of course these are grouped, so do an object ungroup. Now they're ungrouped, and change the color. Just make every page different. I'll just do magenta here, and it's already at 30% tint. So now I'll go back to my Pages panel, double click on page 3, Control-Shift, you can even click and drag. That releases it from the master page. And click and drag. And then of course, make sure it says Object Ungroup to ungroup them. Select, now I'm gonna go to my swatches. Oops, I lost them there. Do a yellow, and then just do the different colors for every single page as best as you can. Again, release from master page, Control-Shift-Click, Object Ungroup, select. Every time I hit swatches, I'm going to pull those right out here. Close this. Red. Okay, and then go to my pages. I've got an array of different colors here. I'm going to double click on page 5. Control-Shift-Click, Object Ungroup, select, green. Okay, double click on page 6, Control or Command-Shift-Click, release from master page, Object Ungroup. We're on blue now. Okay, now we have all these different colors. I'm going to do black next. Let's see, are we on 7? Yeah. Control or Command-Shift-Click to release, Object Ungroup, select, black, select, makes it a gray. Okay, I think we're on 8 now. All right, so we're gonna have to add a couple more colors. Let's see. We'll do that. So add whatever colors you want. Double click on the swatch or the fill here always helps. Add like a crazy color. I have a crazy green there, and then drag right from the fill into the swatches. That should be enough for a few more. Control or Command-Shift-Click, Object Ungroup, select, select. Okay, and then I guess we need one more. Control-Shift-Click, Object Ungroup, select, green, select, green. We're on page 10 finally. Control or Command-Shift-Click to release, Object Ungroup, select, and then, double click on the fill, do like a dark blue. Oh wait, I messed up there. I didn't drag it. I didn't drag it to the swatches. It's very similar to the other blue. Oops, do a tint. Tint of 30. It's not exact though. All right, so now that we have all of our pages, you can see they're all different colors in the document. Very interesting. We're gonna go ahead and save it. File, save as, and then we're gonna name it last name underscore ID 6C. This is going to be different from the file that we actually upload into JetNet. So save that on your desktop and make sure that actually you're going to want to be in InDesign and do, after you save the regular InDesign file, open it back up and do a file, save as. If you already have it open, then keep it open. But you're going to want to, export it as a PDF. So File, Adobe PDF Presets, High Quality Print. Now from InDesign, you can also do a file export, and that will give you the same options. But we want to do Adobe PDF Preset, High Quality Print. Don't worry, it shouldn't be too big to upload. And then we are saving this as a PDF on the desktop as this name. Okay, go ahead and save. And then you have some of your PDF options. These are for vendors that might have older versions. I would just go ahead and just save as high quality. Page range 2 to 3 or all. Make sure you have all selected. And then for output, it's really good to just take a look, and sometimes color conversions are necessary depending on what you're printing. And then if you go to marks and bleeds, the marks and bleeds are important because if we use the document bleed settings, it captures what we added to the bleed in the beginning. So marks and bleeds, use document bleed settings, see 0.125, what we added for our document setup. All right, now export. Okay, and the next thing you want to do is launch Acrobat, and you're going to want to do a file, open, navigate out to that file, InDesign e6c, and you can kind of page through and see what we did. And look how they don't shift. Those boxes are right in place because of our master pages. Go ahead and say open. All right, Control 0 or Command 0 to make it fit to the document window. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to Tools, like we did in Exercise 6A. Organize Pages. I want you to delete page 3. Go ahead and say OK. Delete page 6. They will shift after, just delete that. Delete page 8, say OK, and delete page 7 after they shift. Okay, I want you to just have 6 pages total, all right? Interesting enough, it allows us to get a hang of how to do this. I want you to rotate page 2 and rotate page 5. And then I want you to extract pages 1, hold down Shift, and 3 through 3. So you've got 1, 2, and 3 extract. Go ahead and extract them. And then go ahead and do a Command 0 to keep the document looking in the window. And take a look. Now you've got 3 pages total. 1, you've got this flipped on its landscape side. And then 3. So you've only got 3 total pages. You've extracted some. Go ahead and do a file, save as. It's a great way to organize, extract. You can move these pages from one area to the next. You can separate them out. If you have a long document and you just need 1 page out of that to send to somebody, you can do that. Go ahead and send them, save it to the desktop. And what you're going to have is something that says pages from last name. We're just going to say, we're going to save this name as something different. We're going to save it as last name underscore 6C, okay? And then save. Save somewhere that you remember. And then you will upload that to the JetNet submission link only. It should only have 3 pages and look like this. And again, you might all have different colors. I'm okay with that. I just want to see a variety, and I want to see the very small attributes that I required from this little exercise. And I'll see you in the next video. Great work.